Hey, what's going on? It's Glendon Cameron, founder of Hustlers Kung Fu, all about making that money without a job. Today, we're going to get a little deep and talk about a few things in terms of how to start an online business the right way. I get many questions frequently about how to start an online business. And the majority of the stuff is tactic based or resource based. What's the best thing to use for this? What's the best thing to use for that? With little regard to the real driver that is going to make you some money, which is finding an audience. That's where the money is. Finding an audience, not your get response. Not, I will say, your website does play a role, but give you an example. You have a really shitty website. I've had shitty websites, right? But I got a lot of traffic to that shitty website, so it made money. Whereas I do this all of the time, and I'm going to give you this site. Hold on a second. All right. Let me jump in here. All right. I'm going to just leave that up for a second. All right. This is SimilarWeb. You could take any website, take that website URL, put it into the search bar, and see. Now, these traffic estimates are not 100%, but they're pretty accurate, right? Do that, and you will see how many beautiful, wonderful websites are getting no traffic whatsoever. None. Zilch. And that's the template. I use this all the time with evaluating clients. When they send me their websites, I'll go there. Because what I try to do is figure out how they are making money. And there are many people who are not making money like you think they're making online. They're just not. Because ask yourself, everybody that's here in the chat room, how many of you shop on regular? What's the last thing that you bought online that wasn't on eBay or Amazon? Just think about that. What's the last thing that you have bought online that you have not bought on eBay, Amazon? And for those of you, I've got the 26 business course special. Make sure I put all this in there correctly. Make sure I copy it. You can only get this special during the live stream. So what's Charlton? What's up, Chris? What's up, Pinching Pesos? What's up, Horror Breakdown and Shalise? More people, go ahead and put in the websites that you've bought stuff from other than eBay or Amazon in the last week, last month. Let's see. I see Toys R Us items for my planner. I can't remember buying something besides on Amazon. Jet, Curie Cut, Walmart. I usually buy from Amazon or even eBay unless it's a niche product that isn't available there. A drama, use Photoshop, Office Depot, Walmart. Yeah, just keep throwing it in. Anyone who's bought something other than Amazon or eBay, bought an item off of Amazon, off online, other than Amazon or eBay. I'm going somewhere with this. I'm just going somewhere with this. Office Depot, Walmart. Jay, is there a page maker you can recommend? I'm not that internet savvy. Just Google it. There's tons of website building tutorials all over the internet. Shalise Hemley, JTV, HSN. You know, I said besides Amazon, I'm trying to get to a point here. Jet's owned by Walmart now, if y'all didn't know. NY and Company, DSW. So, all right, here's the point. Everybody that's listed has listed big brands. They've listed big brands. If you're not buying on eBay or Amazon, typically you were buying from a big brand. Because here's the breakdown. Amazon has half of the internet traffic in terms of online sales. They have half. Then people who have the other 45% collectively is Apple, Walmart, Sears. It's brands. And then people like me and you who have smaller websites, we are all compromised that other 5%, 5%. So what that says is there's a ton of room out there. And it also says that many people who have online websites are not really making a lot of money. They're not getting the traffic. Now, with that said, that's going to change in the future. That's going to tremendously change because technology gets better. You're going to be able to go out, set up your website, get traffic, and make a lot of money because technology is pushing on all of this. And Amazon's going to get challenged. Someone put in the comments that they were really impressed with Jet. About 4 years ago, I was in this group and we were talking about it. And I said, sooner or later, Walmart's going to give Amazon a run for their money. And there's two reasons. One, Walmart has a lot of damn money. A lot of money. They have more money than Amazon. Amazon is the online leader, but Walmart has way more money than Amazon. Two, Walmart is not stupid. They went out and bought Jet to compete with Amazon, and I think it's going to create some problems in the future. This is probably a 3-year deal. And there's other people because this online space is so rich, it's so vibrant. Everybody wants a piece of the action. So there's going to be coming. But the good news for us, and I include myself in there, is people who start learning how to build audiences, because I'm going to give you a great example of this. Hold on a second. Now, this is an online business. Let's see. Let me find it. Casey. I'm going to explain. So let's get in here, because this is a very good lesson, because we're having a discussion about this. And I think this was his plan from jump. All right. Let's see. Make sure that you can see it. Okay. All right. Everyone's heard of Casey. Casey started vlogging really, really hard 15 months ago, 18 months ago, something like that. I'm not really familiar with the exact term. And he built an audience. Let me be really, really clear. He built an audience. He built a multi-million person audience. I think he has like 5-point-something million subscribers. Now, let's kind of go back to before we get to the money. Casey is a filmmaker first, and the best filmmakers are storytellers. So he's a filmmaker, he's a storyteller, then he's a YouTuber. Let's really, really examine that. Many people like, I'm going to go out and do some cutting edge editing. I'm going to get aerials. I'm going to get the funky music. Oh yeah, I don't have the story. The reason his channel was so successful was he knows how to tell captivating stories. And he knew how to do that. And the vlogging, which I honestly believe all of this stuff with Beam and CNN was the goal all along, because he knows his base. And he'll tell you, he does a lot of clickbait stuff because he knows that people are captivated by stuff that entertains them, right? And he comes out and he said, this isn't winning the lottery. Now, once again, he and the partner invested and they got money from people, and it was $2 million. Reportedly, I don't know if it's true or not, but they sold Beam for 25 million. Now let's do the math. You borrow 2 million to get it started. Maybe you invest another million. You sell for 25 million. He said it wasn't like winning the lottery. It's not like winning the Powerball or stuff like that. No, but the old lottery, go back 10 years when people used to win 5, 10, 15, 12 million, be very happy before these mega lotteries came. Like, well, you know, if it ain't 100 mil, it ain't enough, even though I'm working a $30,000 a year fucking job. It's winning the lottery. It's life-changing money. It's a game changer. But, you know, as I go back into it, he built the audience first. He spoke to the audience first. All right, so what many people try to do is get the money without the audience. That's where you go wrong. So to build how to start an online business the right way is get that audience going. That's what you've got to do. You've got to get that audience going. Let's see, and we got more people coming in. Target is huge online. I think a lot of that is knowing it is safe. I have to buy my uncle's plane ticket because he's afraid to buy online. That's generational. Most people 35 and under will have no problem slapping their credit card down online. At some point, do you think Amazon would be looked at as too dominant by the Justice Department, antitrust, anti-monopoly? Previous administration? Nah. This administration? Possibly. I don't know. That's a stretch because Amazon is so, it's not like GE, it's not like the railroads of yesteryear. It's very, it has a lot of parts. So I don't know if that's going to fly. But I do believe that Trump is going to go very hard after anyone that is sourcing a ton of product from China, which includes a lot of companies, Amazon, Apple. Apple does a lot of stuff in China. So it's going to be real easy. CJ Lee, 25 million. I can break that down into 5 parts to set my life up. Dude, I could take 3 million. All right, here's the math on this. Let's say you are Casey's 35. All right, you get 3 million after taxes, everything else, right? And you take $1 million and buy an annuity. $1 million annuity. It's going to cost a lot. Take $1 million, buy a $1 million annuity, and then 15 years after that, maybe 20, you get $1 million forever. You can put it into a trust so that $1 million can set up a lot of stuff, because I know that inflation is bad, but I don't see for a time in our lives when $1 million a year income is going to be a struggle. Not in New York, not in San Francisco. I don't think we're getting there no. So that's one thing. And then you still got the other 2 million. There's a lot of ways you can do that. I mean, 3 mil gets set up, not just you, but your grandkids. So 25 million can do a lot more. But also, to be fair, he's not getting all that 25 million. He's got a partner who and there's investors, so I don't know how their agreements work. But any way you look at it, even after paying everybody off, investors, there's still a lot of money on the table. Matthew Campbell, what does Donald have against sourcing stuff from China? Did you miss this election? It's off, essentially the thing is, if you're getting a bunch of stuff from China, you're building factories in China, you're robbing America of jobs. That was part of his campaign pledge, keeping jobs in America, stop companies from outsourcing, put heavy tariffs on companies who use cheap foreign labor and sell products here. He ran on that platform. Pauline Ogilvy, true, audience first, started free newsletter, get an audience first. Audience is everything. When in 2009, I spent 4 months building my audience before I sold anything. And when I tell people this, they're like, nah. Look, no, that's what you did. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm trying to get this money. I don't have time for that. I'm not trying to do that hard work. Dude, What do you have that works just like that? Oh yeah, make sure it's cheap. I mean, just unrealistic all the way across. 25 million even after taxes is a nice bit of change. Well, first of all, I don't know what their initial investment. I know it was 2 million. I don't know how much more money went in. So the money that went in as the investment, that's not going to be taxed because that was money going in to build. That's an expense. Chris W. Will it work? Labor in America is not even comparable to China. Okay. Since this is going to be very much part of how to build online business the right way, I believe this is going to happen. I believe that tariffs will come to certain people. I believe that smaller folks are going to be obliterated because what this is going to do is drive out the small players in the marketplace. I believe the tariffs are coming. I believe territorial, being, the United States is going to become somewhat insular in some regards. And now the thing is, I want you to think of this on a larger level, not of a level of doing the right thing, but ask yourself, if a bunch of small sellers are moved out of the marketplace, if a bunch of small Chinese companies are moved out of the marketplace, who benefits? The big boys. So that's why I think this is going down. I don't think it's so much about saving American jobs or anything like that. I just feel that it's going to drastically reduce competition. And when you reduce competition, you really, really crank it up. Will drive prices up like crazy. I think if you've noticed that they don't sell phones like they used to, well, Verizon doesn't. I think they were preparing for that because people had a feeling he was getting in. Do you think if Donald goes after a big company like Amazon, will he also go after AliExpress and people doing Shopify? He's not going after small potatoes. This is going to be for the big boys. This is going to be for the Amazon. If you are a seller doing 10 million a year using Shopify and sourcing all your stuff from AliExpress, you probably will be impacted. Just Kim, it'll be a transfer of wealth. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Wealth is created by what you make. So what it's going to do is just drive people out the market. It's going to make it hard for them to compete, but these companies are still going to have to create products and sell stuff. A transfer of wealth to me is like what these garbage lawyers do, who go off and sue you for intellectual property copyright lawsuits. Like they'll go out and buy the copyright, which was set up years ago where this person can use it. Then they'll go sue this company, and then they offer nothing in exchange. To me, that's a transfer of wealth. That right there, and it's jacked up, and it's a big, big problem. Now let's see. Their next iPhone might be 1,500. No, let me tell you what they would do if it got that bad, because this thing's going to take a few years. This isn't going to be just like that. There's a lot of moving parts to this. So what Apple will do, and they have the ability to do this very quickly, is just create a factory here in America, have the phones assembled here, and do that. I'm telling you, this is what Japan did years and years ago. I mean, this isn't the first time this happened. This is why we have a lot of, Honda has a plant here, BMW has a plant here, Hyundai, because what they did was like, oh, you're going to, sell these cars super cheap. We're going to put this high ass tariff on this car. So Japan said, oh, no. We build factory in Ohio. And that's how they got around it. So that's all they're going to do. Now that will force Apple to create more American jobs, but there's still, you got to understand, Apple sold 1 billion phones, billion iPhones so far. There aren't 1 billion people in America. Most of those phones were not sold here. They were sold around the world. So they'll just do what they need to do for American money and keep factories in China and sell the phones that, cheaper to the rest of the world and then put a factory here. I mean, that's how the game's going to be played. They're not going to do something crazy and try to fight this and lose. Tariffs hurt the smaller sales, like you were saying, but also consumers because of that reduced competition raises prices. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. But, you know, you have people, you can't tell that. Chris, I work for a company that did that. See, this is the thing when, let's just talk about wealth. You know, we're going to go off the track and talk about wealth. When you reach a certain level of wealth, you have almost endless options. You have so many ways that you can go. You can do this, you can set up a corporation, you can set up a truck. There's so many things. When you are poor, you have these narrow paths of making money and making it. So I say all that to say that when you get money, it's very hard to fuck with you. Like, you know, most of the people who will be hurt by all of this stuff will be poor people, the people who put him in office. These will be the people who will be hurt the most. These will be the people who will catch hell. This will be the people. Also, you got to look at technology and, you know, people still fucking. So there's kids being more. So traditional jobs are just disappearing and we've become a service sector type economy. That's why Uber, you know, a lot of people thought Uber was going to go on. Uber's expanded. Uber has raised prices. There's Uber Eats. There's Uber Delivery. They're still rolling because they have a lot of money that just gives them options. Chris W., I work for a company that did that. Which company was that? Crushing Grooves by Alex from Suffer. Damn, dude. I do believe YouTube is a great free tool to build an audience. Please check out. All right. Let's see, the intellectual property thing you were talking about was like the Martin Shirkle purchase and pharmaceutical prices hike. That's part of it, yeah. Now there's that's actually it. But what I was talking about was people will like say he bought that and then he went around and sued all the generics. And they had to pay a lot of money. They gave no value. That's a transfer of wealth. Yeah, all of it. All of it. Chris W., these big corporations have smart lawyers that know how to play the game. They assemble 50% of the parts in China, then the other 50% in Canada. By definition, the government can't say jack. That's what I'm saying. All this rah-rah talk, like we're gonna make them do it. You can't fuck with them. Like MC Hammer, you can't touch this. That's why I'm like, but part of the reason it is so easy for many people to be sold this bad bad bag of goods is people are very uneducated. And I'm not talking about a college degree. I'm talking about how money and wealth are created. Money and wealth are created by what you sell, what you create, what you manufacture. In the 50s, the United States of America was the world's #1 economy. The second largest economy was Detroit, because Detroit manufactured Ford, Chrysler, Packard, all these companies were there. And then when you create cars, you create all these accessory businesses, complementary businesses. So there was so much money in Detroit that my uncle Martin, who's like 89 now, 90, he said, someone can come from the South, go to Detroit, start working in a plant, and within a year or two, work his way up, have enough money to buy a house, a car, get married, wife don't have to work. It was like that. And those days are never coming back. Because the law didn't, I'm telling you, you cannot mess with these folks with making money. I don't know what year they burned all the books in school, but see, this is the thing. A friend sent me this article the other day, and it was talking about a group of people who are uneducated and don't want to be educated. You can show them scientific proof and examples, and they're like, nah, 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 nah. And that's how I think a lot of people are with terms of building an online business. Is I'm not going to do that because I don't want to do that. I've done it. Like if you watch this channel, if you've been around for a while, you saw me in 2009, sell, build, put out content, constant content, built audience, then I sold something. Right now, you have people who are trying to sell stuff, no audience, trying to sell stuff, the audience doesn't want, trying to sell stuff that they have no idea if they should even be selling. And they're wondering why it doesn't work. And it's like it's rigged, it's scammed, it's something that's nefarious, or people are taking advantage of them, or some other bullshit reason, versus you're not building your company the right way. Your company should be built around your audience. And I'll talk about some of the stuff that I'm doing. I've changed my audience. And I'll tell you why I changed my audience. I can only go so far from a financial standpoint, and I've actually mapped it out. Like, let's just say I stuck with storage auctions. I would have more views. I would have more people like, yeah. But the thing is, and I would be highly dependent upon AdSense as my primary source of income. But once again, I do the math. I mean, I'll just tell you, last week, I made more money just selling products and launching stuff than I did in the last 4 months of AdSense. And my AdSense is 4 figures most months. So it's it's like, what creates the most impact? And that's what I do. If me doing videos about storage auctions create the most impact, I would do it. But me doing videos about how to create business, how to sell stuff online, how to structure your companies, how to do this stuff, that makes more money, way more money. So, but it doesn't look as pretty as someone who has a channel that's getting 1 million views a month. It just doesn't look that good. But I know people who have 1 million views a month, 2-3 million a month, and their AdSense is the biggest factor, because I know one, he has AdSense, he has Amazon affiliate, and he does about 4,500 a month, which is not bad money. It's not bad money, but he works like 70 hours a week on his channel. So, pick and choose. Let's see. Hold on. My first comment rate, so maybe that made no sense. I was saying Facebook is starting to charge direct PayPal payments. I don't understand. Where are you going with that? Problem is, the U.S. has not had Mr. Sadie123 has not had a fair trade since the China agreement. They finally caught up to us. Doesn't matter who our president is, our trade agreements will have collapsed sooner or later. I mean, China hasn't been playing fair. China has been tanking their currency. This is well known. So yeah. And another thing, I don't think we're going to have a war. And also, I don't think it mattered who was in office. The war was coming, because this is how America traditionally gets out of economic slumps. Sad but true. Well, tragic but true. To boost your post is so easy. Press it on Facebook. That last week I nearly got charged $150 through PayPal for a post I didn't even boost. YouTube is the ultimate tool. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Facebook has a lot of, they don't own online advertising. They're a big player. I still think Google is much bigger, but I don't know what you're going with that whole thing. Roosevelt, some people believe that companies like Detroit are coming back with the Trump elections, and they have to stop creating products to serve more people. Yeah, they're not coming back. Now, what's going to happen is technology is going to make it easier for manufacturing to happen pretty much around the world. I mean, I don't know if anybody remembers the Jetsons, right? But they would go to this thing, replicas, Jetsons, Star Trek. I mean, it's already here with 3D printing. You're going to be, at some point in the future, you're going to have this device in your home and you'll see something online and you'll want it and you'll buy the code, put the code into your replicator, your 3D printer, whatever, and it's going to make it right there. That's coming, and that's going to kill a lot of jobs. If you have Facebook connected to your business, you get options. Like I said, I don't know if you were here, but I put out that I wasn't doing any paid traffic for the month of November or the month of December. Now, for your business, you got an online business, right? You got to get a baseline, because one of the things that Facebook does, YouTube does it as well, is when they see that you'll pay for traffic, they reduce your organic reach. Yeah, the game's dirty like that. Oh, the boost post. Yeah, this is something else too. Here's the thing with Facebook, and it also goes back to audience. If you go out and start boosting posts and you have not identified your audience, you're wasting money. And I have so many products that's another reason that I'm not doing paid traffic on Facebook right now. Like I said, it works, but it's like, what do I want to push? What do I want to sell? Most people have one product or two. I've got like 45. So it makes a big difference, because you got to look at what you're doing, what you want the outcome to be, and you have to look at your audience. And I have to go like, which audience do I really want to serve primarily? Because if I'm going to do paid traffic, it just makes sense to have a workflow. This audience, this product that suits this audience, landing page, checkout page, like that. So I've got to spend more time. That's one of the reasons I'm doing these streams. I would have to have a live-in tech because of a problem. I don't know about that, because see, this is the thing. I don't know how many of you are old enough to remember when most cars literally fell apart at 50,000 miles. You have virtually every brand of car now that can do 200 to 400,000 miles. We're getting better. We're not getting worse. Things are becoming dependable. Things are becoming more robust. So that's how things are going. And with that, for those of you who want to build a business, because I need to put this in here, it's the 26 business course special. And it's a G, just letting you know. I don't do that stuff like, well, I don't tell them how much it is. They're just going to buy it anyway. It don't work like that. It's coming. You can see the writing on the wall, Rose. It's coming. This 3D printing, I want you to imagine, okay, the people in the future are going to be creators, entrepreneurs, the rich folks, and chemists, people who can make stuff. We're at the point, like a chemist that can come up with something that's like soft as leather, right? But just as strong as steel. And it has the ability, like when it hits impact, it becomes strong as steel. And when it's not impacted, it's still soft. Things like that are coming. That's going to be crazy. Yeah, I mean, YouTube to me is one of the best things going. I mean, and it's changed a lot. Right now, there are many YouTubers who are losing subs, who are losing subscribers, and they're losing views. And I'm one of them, because here's what happened. YouTube, and this is about, audience and stuff. YouTube used to work very simple. People watch your video, you got views, it spread. Then YouTube became crowded. Everybody and their mother's on YouTube. So there is an overabundance of shitty content. So to help, people find stuff, they've kind of moved the algorithm back to the way that it used to be. So everybody that has geared their channel based on these new algorithms is going to lose. And that's most people. So it's real interesting. You need to ask a question. How do live streams help you make money to your website instead of a vlog? All right. Here's the thing with live streams. You'll get a video, right? and let's say it gets 1,000 views, but a view is 30 seconds, right? 30 seconds, it counts as a view. You do a live stream. My average view on these live streams is 20 to 30 minutes. So first thing is, before you can sell anybody anything, you have to capture attention. So I can have this video and get, let's just say 200 views, right? But I got 200 people who watch for 30 minutes. That is better than a video with 10,000 views where most people watch for 30 seconds. So that's how I make sales. I just put out specials during the live stream only, like this one right here. That's the special, and we'll talk about it. I even give you the numbers. Let's say nobody buys it during this stream, which is cool. But typically when the stream does well, then they'll go over here and like, throughout the week, I'll have people buy books. Let's see, let's just jump in here. You'll see, I'll explain it to you because see, a lot of folks can't explain this stuff to you because they're not really doing it. Put that, all right. So this is how it goes. I'll do a live stream. I'll put out the special, the 26 business course special. You can only get it during the live stream. It's $1,000, right? So let's just say nobody bites today. Let's say I do it tomorrow. Let's say I do it 4 days in a row. Nobody buys, and that happens. But as I create these streams and people see them later, they're going to buy books or they're going to buy some of these packages. And that's going to happen throughout the month. So with YouTube and all the stuff that they're doing, I've learned how to make a lot of money with very few views, playing their game, because everybody's on live streams, and all your live streams are juiced up. So if you hit a good topic, they tend to carry much more than maybe a static video, depending upon, and this is another thing that nobody talks about. YouTube has, I believe, an algorithm, because I've had, discussions with people and they're like, I don't know about that. But I've got new channels, and my new channels have different landing pages than this one. This channel is 8 years old. So I don't know if YouTube moves them from servers. I don't know what happens, but I have a feeling that the channel and all my videos are on this server, and it's an old server. And then I have a new videos, a new channel, and it's on a new server, so it responds totally differently. So that's how you make money. Because see, I sell every day. My goal is to sell products every day. I am not, a lunch monster, just doing lunches and stuff. Now, the only reason this worked is this channel has somewhat of an audience. You try to do this brand new with no audience, more likely you will fail because, there's no value. Someone posted, and this goes right to the whole heart of this whole video of building an audience. Someone said in a stream the other day, I just found your channel last week and I have watched 30 hours of video. So there's content that's here all of the time. And I see it. I'll see someone find the channel and they'll watch 20, 30 videos and comment on every one. Overnight, like, oh man, this, it's crazy. So that's all about the audience. And how do you build an audience? Content. If you're selling a physical product, you have to find out where these people are, what they like, what language they use. There's all of this stuff that are very important to building an audience. Let's see. True. There used to be two players in the YouTube reselling world, Glendon and Redneck Picker. Now they are thousands, 90% of junk. Redneck Picker said, fuck it. He's got a store in California and he does his markets. He does not do videos anymore. What happens with most resellers who do videos, at some point, they will run out of content, because how many times can you talk about, going? Like Craigslist Hunter, he's created a show. He's created a YouTube show a la Gary V Wine Library. A lot of people could create a show, but they don't do it because it takes too much time and effort. I mean, that's kind of what this is turning into, because, I was talking to someone and he's kind of like, don't do the show, because I was going to use the YouTube live stream beta, but it's inconsistent. It doesn't work. This is the Google Hangout. It seems to work. And that was the whole thing, because If you do stuff that other people are not doing, you're going to win. Or if you do more of what other people are not doing, you're going to win. I mean, I could do a live stream twice a day, 5 days a week. I did one Sunday because I got a comment that was about, which is kind of prompting this video about hosting. Because see, if your whole premise, your whole weight is on, I got to get cheap hosting, I want to host these websites. Okay. What are you going to do if you get a lot of traffic? There's anyone who's done that cheap website hosting thing and got a lot of traffic, they all say the same thing. Their website crashed. And in this agreement with your hosting that you signed, when you get past certain traffic limits, you agree that they can shut your website down. Now, I want you to think about this. You've built this thing. You were maybe on a television show. You've got all of this traffic going. You got a product that's selling. And because you bought something cheap months or years ago, you've lost thousands of dollars. But once again, when someone leaves a comment like that, the term is exposed. I know that they never haven't built anything of shit because it doesn't take a lot. And then someone was talking about virtual private servers, which is cheaper than a dedicated server. But everybody that is rocking, typically serious traffic, which is 600,000 hits a month up to millions, they have dedicated servers. That's a lot of traffic. That's a lot of resources used. You're not going to get that kind of traffic reliability in your server for $5 a month or $100 a month. Because the guy was talking about, he had worked on somebody's website and he got a lot of traffic, but he never mentioned price. And one of the things that I do is I challenge people. It's like, how much was it? Not, okay, you did this and you put it up there in the vacuum. Like, how much was it? Oh, I have no reason to lie to you because, see, this is something else too, like Melissa V. I have so many damn products and I have so many ways that I make money that I can be honest. I can tell you, like, this whole thing, like these streams, I make money every day because of these streams. Way more than like last week. Like my AdSense for last month, it went down because I stopped putting away as much content. And I think it's like $800. I've had a day where I did 5,000 from the live streams. So that's what I mean. That was just one day. That's just one day, 5 G's, one day from live streams. So, it's just crazy. Chris W. Yep, that used to be me a few months ago. I was scared when I started my YouTube channel. This shit is not natural to sit and talk to a camera. I mean, this is way better than just doing a regular video because regular video, you're not talking to anybody. Actually, there's stuff going on. It's just, this is the future. This is the future. Video is going to be 75, 80% of online content. And now with that said, print is never going away. Text is never going away. Ryan Andrews, is affiliate marketing dying and still alive? Affiliate marketing is very much alive. What's happening is most folks don't know how to do affiliate marketing because how to build a online business correctly, you need an audience before you try to sell people stuff, or you're going to pay a lot of money in paid traffic. You're gonna pay a shit ton of. This is what these guys don't tell you. Some of these guys who will like, hey, Bobby Joe made $100,000, right? And he did, but what they don't tell you is Bobby Joe spent 75 G's on paid traffic. I mean, this is why when I went with the similar web, okay, let's see, I'm gonna put it up again so you can see it. Everybody do this. Go ahead and go here. Everybody that you're following or, a big name, go to Similar Web and check out their traffic to their website. For people who are doing paid traffic, you're going to see huge spikes during launches. And then just look at it for the few months and that's gonna tell the tale. You cannot be making a bunch of money online if you don't have traffic. You got to have some traffic. I mean, this YouTube channel used to get like 300,000 views. Since I've went ahead and broke it, I'll probably get 100,000 views, but the views are more quality. There's much more quality now. People who come to a live stream and hang out for 30 minutes to an hour, that's way more quality than someone who finds the video and watches for 30 seconds. So essentially, and this is the thing I did with my first book, I didn't make a lot of sales. My first year only made what, 900 sales, but the price of the book was between $19 and then I went up to $59. So, 1,000 times 59, 60 G's a year. Whereas I had a friend who signed a book deal. She sold 25,000 books and her cut was like $9 grand. So she sold literally 25 times more books than I did and made 1/7 or 1/8 of the money that I did. Positioning, pipeline, where you fit into the money chain, that's very important. A lot of people who have these huge followings on YouTube, who have these huge followings on Facebook, they don't have a money stream. They have no product. They're internet famous and they're not making any money, and they're hoping to have someone sponsor them or something like that. Now, with Casey, once he got the channel up and running, he does Amazon affiliate. He has AdSense. He's probably doing like 2 million a year. Even if he just puts up a video here and there, he's going to do 7 figures from that channel, as well as the CNN money. Definitely. Elder Williams, most honest guy on YouTube. Pinching pesos, live streams are more fun than sitting alone talking to a camera for sure. I have done well over 2,000 videos in 8 years. And, for the foreseeable future, I'm not going to do any static videos, maybe an ad for something here and there. But yeah, next 2 months for sure, live streams only. When you're the teacher, your students will not return if you're not correct. Diana. Melissa, I've been following your advice for the last few months, and it's definitely been working for me. Congratulations. It's a data analytics tool. That's a website traffic estimator. Client and inspiring stories is pretty much the hottest type of market right now. Mr. Say, yep, if you want to build YouTube long-term, you need to be honest. I've always commended you, Glendon, for the honesty. Brutally honest at time, but honest. Yep. Because this shit will come back on you. There's some people who used to call me fake and say all kind of bullshit about me. And now, due to hustler porn, they're catching hell for shit that they started, and now it's blowing back on them. Because this is the thing with YouTube or anything, markets change. Right now, the biggest thing is Amazon FBA. And then there's this thing, well, Amazon do some, then people shift to eBay, and then eBay will do something, then shift back to Amazon. And you got people who are spending years. I hope a lot of those folks who are making that big money from Amazon will take it and 25, 30%, buy some property, buy an annuity or something, because Amazon has, I believe, 2 million third-party sellers. They don't need all of them. I know many people are like, hey, yeah, they need us. I'm like, no, they don't need all of you, because what the smart money's doing is getting bigger. Because if you stay small, you could probably hang out for a while, but you're just going to catch hell. There are people who are building 50 to 70, $100 million businesses on Amazon, but they come in the door with money. They come in the door with money, and they don't plan on staying on Amazon forever. They probably have a plan. Talking to one guy, his thing is, he's got 2 million to invest. So he's got a whole different business plan. And we're talking about where to get shit, because I'm like, you can go to China if you want to, but I suggest that you get something basic, something that people use. because that's what I learned in the storage auction business. I could sell towels, I could sell sheets all day long. This was used stuff, new stuff that can come bite you. You know, that you got other things to do, but you got to build a brand too. Josh Bark, should writers get off Kindle, start transitioning to Gumroad? No. If you got books on Kindle, leave them on Kindle. Put your books on Gumroad. This is what I did. I have all my books. I still get checks from Amazon every month. I just don't mention the books. People find them. To me, that is true passive income. I'm like, okay, I do nothing. I say nothing. I direct no traffic there. I get a little check every month. I'm happy with that. You know, put your books on Amazon. Have your books on as many places if you want. Next year, because I was going to do it this year, but there's too much going on. I'm going to get back into putting books on Amazon because there's this thing that I want to try, and I'll talk about it when I do it. I mean, hustler porn is real. Roosevelt, that's why I stopped adding books to my Amazon. There's not a lot of money there. Tried it and made money on Amazon, but they take 30 to 60 days to pay you, and it's not worth selling your products on your own. See, this thing with books on Amazon, which could be a good website. I didn't do it because I fundamentally have some issues with Amazon that most writers don't. Number one, I'm not happy to be at the party. Like, ooh, I got a book up and I made a little money. That does not excite me anymore. It used to excite me like, oh, I got a book. Now it's just like, do I put my book on? And Amazon with Kindle has limits. Now, I could be wrong. I haven't been there in a while. I'll have to look at it. But the most you could put a book on Kindle for was $200. I've got people who will pay $50, $60, $70, $100 for a book. And I do that and I direct traffic to Kindle and they get 30, 40%. So I get like this $100 book, I get $55. Whereas if I direct them to Gumroad, I get $98. It ain't hard. You know, you sell fewer books and make more money. And also, for me, if I'm gonna put some on Amazon or whatever, if people find it with me doing nothing, that's a win. Okay, fine. That's why they're up there. I just haven't added anything up there late in a while. I don't even remember the password to the account because I tried to get in there the other day and I couldn't remember it. And I don't even have that email address anymore because it was an Urban Pack email. That's how long it's been. But I still get checks. I just can't change that bank account. I guess they would have to. I don't know what they would do because I may have to look into that. Because like I said, it's not a lot of money, but it's free money. I mean, if I had like 1,000 sources like that, it'd be great. Here we go, Don. Well, no, these are Kindle books. That's the only thing I have on Amazon. Kindle books. I don't have anything. I don't do any direct selling. I don't do any eBay. I'm not even doing Craigslist. I'm 100% digital kid. So, all right, I'm gonna put this in here once again. For those of you who want the 26 business course special, how to set your business up in 2017, grab that. I'm about to bounce. I want to say thanks to everybody that came out. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share this video.